Hi friends, and welcome back to another vlog. Usually I'm supposed to start these on Saturdays, but it's Monday. The... something.
Oh, she doesn't know the words.
No, actually I take that back, it's Tuesday, and it's still something. I will leave it right. I think it's the 21st. 21st, or... no, it's the 22nd! Okay. It is a little bit past 12 a.m., maybe a little bit later than that. I don't know. I'm laying in bed, because I can't sleep. So, I was gonna read for a little while, but I don't know. Let me kiss you up. Lovely, heart made of glass and a mind of stone. Isn't it lovely? Lovely. Right, so I've read not a lot of books, a lot of graphic novels. That suck. So I don't know if I talked about Breaking All Her Rules by 𝐬𝐨𝐜𝐸𝐴𝐜𝐸. I think I did in last week's vlog. But if I didn't, I gave it a 4 stars. So that's that. Yeah. So then I have read volumes 12, 13, 14, and 15 of Ultimate Spider-Man by Brian Michael Bendis. So they were really good. I really love Spider-Man, if you don't know me. And before I've had people tell me before that, like, graphic novels aren't really books. It's a story. Someone took the time to write it and to tell a story. It serves its purpose. That's what a book is to tell a story. May not be a novel, but, like, just because you read, I don't know, like a novella, does that make it not a book? Like, honey, back off. So, I read quite a bit of Spider-Man, so, this is a bad angle. So, volume 12 was Superstars, which I'm going to picture right here. I gave this a 4 stars out of 5. It was okay. It wasn't significant, in my opinion. I think the story didn't really need it. But again, graphic novels and comic books and stuff like that are you kind of go along as you go. Like, before, when this was published issue by issue, so when this was published issue by issue, it was like, I feel like comic books are, you kind of just go along with it, you know? So whatever's a good storyline. It was okay, though. Then I read volume 13, which was Hobgoblin. Gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars because this, it broke my heart. Like, if you haven't read it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. It's a pretty depressing volume. So, yeah. So, then I also read volume 14, which was Warriors. This one I give 4 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I mean, there was a good storyline to it. It was a good arc, but I just wasn't my favorite. When I read Spider-Man, I read him for his, I want to say, so, like, I basically just read him for, you know, his, I guess, courage. That's not the right word for it. Like, him being such a good person, you know? Like, he would sacrifice his life for anyone, and it's insane. And so, like, Spider-Man, I see Peter Parker being, like, the kind of guy that if you are on college campus and he swings by, you're like, I don't feel safe walking to my dorm at night. Like, he would walk you personally, or swing you, I mean, come on. But, like, yeah, so, and I really love that looking at Spider-Man, and I also love that he shows emotion. A lot of superheroes don't show emotion, which sucks, like, badonkadonk. So, yeah. But Warriors was kind of different than what I read before with Spider-Man. There was a lot of different people. So this one had like Hammerhead, this one had the Gang War, the Kingpin's very prominent. Kingpin's been around since like the first volume of Ultimate. He's in the original 616 universe too, so yeah. Then I read volume 15, Silver Sable, which I give it 4 to 5 stars. Silver Sable, not gonna lie, is not one of my favorites. Not a good person. I just don't care for him. However, I did love the idea of rocks and oil. So it's I can't say anything else without spoiling it if you haven't got that far. But it's just, I love the different characters they had in it. I love that the Black Cat made an appearance. I love her. Then there was Elektra made an appearance, which was great. So a lot of people made an appearance, and I really liked that. And so then from there, I stopped reading Spider-Man for a little bit because I kind of got pulled into reading the entire Ultimate Universe because I suck at life. So I picked up Ultimate, Daredevil, and Elektra, and I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, I was like, the whole time, I'm just like, kill each other. You're boring me. Like, it's basically just their backstories and how they met and everything, and it's just not the best thing in the world. Daredevil never once puts on his costume. He's a college student. He hasn't had his costume yet, but the cover shows him in costume, which is false advertising. But yeah, whatever. Then I read Ultimate Elektra Devil's Due, which is another, like a sequel to the Daredevil and Elektra. 4 to 5 stars. It was better than the first one. But again, not my favorite kind of thing. I didn't care for the characters that much. I like Daredevil, like the idea of him being a superhero and being blind. That was about it, though. Like, I'm sorry. So, I did this. It's kind of sloppy. It's homemade, but it looks cute. We can display our wands on it. So, the wand chooses the wizard. Mr. Potter. I realized I just didn't put Mr. on it. Okay, that's something. It's okay. So yeah, I also did an update on my shelves. I plan on doing a full in-depth video for a bookshelf tour. People have asked for it, but here's just a quick little slide down. And the other shelf. Huh. Hey, guess who woke up sicker than a dog? This chick. I'm gonna die. Probably. Most likely. So, let me apologize for looking like a dead person, first of all. I'm sick and you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna have to deal with it. I haven't showered and my hair is like a greasy mess. Whatever. So, it's been one of those days. Let me break it down for you. So, first, before I start talking, it is the 23rd of January, and it is a little bit past 1 p.m. I tried to go to sleep last night, I just couldn't, because my pills that I take make me have different hormonal imbalances, so like I have hot flashes often, I will get sick for no reason, nausea, things like that, which nausea comes in most pills anyway, but yeah, I couldn't sleep last night because I was hot, so I decided I'm gonna turn the heat off, you know, it's fine. I turned off my little fireplace heater, and I put my fan on, my little tabletop fan, and I woke up at 7 a.m. from 4 a.m., and I could not breathe. My nose was stopped, my throat was runny, it's just drainage, and I'm gonna just throw things. I know it's just drainage, it's not the worst in the world, but, God, I hate it, it feels so terrible. And I don't have any medicine, I refuse to take medicine anyway, because it tastes nasty. So yeah, staying hydrated. Got me some instant noodles that I'm letting steam right now under the cover. So I did want to talk about what I've been reading, because I was going to yesterday and I just didn't, because in the last clip you saw my bookshelf and everything. I've been working on reorganizing my room. So I finished Flipped by Wendelin Van Dranen, however you say it. So I gave this a 4 to 5 stars. So I had problems with it. At first, it was, okay, I hate it. Bryce. So if you don't know what the book is, it's a middle school kind of book. It's Bryce and Julie who have an unconventional love story. They're middle schoolers. It's the time of puberty and love and confusing feelings about girls and boys. It's a cute read. But I just didn't care for Bryce for the longest time. So yeah, I wrote a review on my Goodreads, so I'm just gonna read you my likes and dislikes. So, I love that the characters were characterized so well. Even though I didn't like Bryce, all the characters were characterized really well. That's really not common in middle grade books, I feel, but this one did a really good job of it. Mental health was handled very well. I have, like, as coming from someone who knows someone personally in my life who is, I guess you would say, I hate the word handicapped, but like hindered a little bit in their mental state. I felt that was handled really well with Uncle David in the book. So, because I know what that feels like, and I really love how the author betrayed how the family feels about everything. So, yeah. And then when I was reading, I read it on Kindle. So there was, when you read it on Kindle, you can get the highlights that most people have already highlighted. And the most ones that have been highlighted were all like metaphorical little statements, and they were really cool. They were really beautiful. I had a big complaint though. The R word is not something I support. I think it's something that should be banned. You know, I think it's in the same terms of derogatory as calling someone a racist slur as like the N-word, or if you use like an Islamic like slur or anything like that. I think the R word is up there on that scale, and I don't like that. And I get that, you know, you have to write realistically, per se, because that's something that in my own writing, when I write stories and stuff, my grandmother's like, do they have to use those words? And like, you know, curse words and stuff. And I'm like, well, Grandma, as a 14-year-old, I never said, gosh darn it. I said bad words. So, yeah, you gotta write realistically. I get that, but I still feel like the R word was used at times as like it was a normalcy. Like it was just normal. And I don't like that. I just don't. Yeah. So, and another thing I didn't like, I didn't write it in my review, but throughout the whole book, you feel as if maybe it takes place in the 50s, 60s, 70s, around there. But then you get closer to the end of the book, and it's not a spoiler at all, but they mention the internet a few times closer to the end, and I'm like, what? Like, hold on. Right, so the ability to search on the web like that and research things wasn't really made possible until the mid-80s, like early mid-80s, like 1983, this one says. Now it's 1986. So, it's kind of confusing. I didn't think, and it takes place over, like, a few years. So I just felt like that kind of was a little bit confusing. A lot of people hate the ending. I thought the ending was beautifully written. I really like the idea that the author, and in the back of the book, there's an interview with the author, and I like the fact that she answers the question, like, you know, you left us hanging. She says that, you know, she wants the reader to be able to make their own story at the end, like, just to be able to imagine what they want for the characters. So, yeah, I like that ending. A lot of people don't, but I like it. So I'm probably gonna read the movie. Okay. I'm probably gonna watch the movie next. I'll have to find, I'm gonna see if my library has it, maybe. Just because I don't want to pay like $3 just to watch it once. So I'm gonna see if the library has it on DVD, maybe. So, well, hi friends, and happy Thursday? Yeah. So it is the 24th, a little bit past 11 p.m. And I have not done any reading today. I say that in like every clip. I swear to God, I hate myself. Yesterday, where I was really sick, I just sat there and watched Disney videos, like Disney secrets, read some conspiracy theories on Reddit, all that fun stuff. I just wasn't having it. So then I went to therapy today. That was fun. And then So I was going to read Me Before You by 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, and I don't think I'm going to now. So I have this one, plus, like, tons of others checked out. I do have 3 erotica, and then the 50 Shades trilogy, just because I watched Book Club, and I kind of want to finish the series, but it's been like 2 years since I read the first one, so I don't remember anything about it. But I don't think I'm going to read Me Before You yet, because Casey West, you don't know who Casey West is, she's great. She has like 2 new books coming out this year, I think, 2. And I want to read them. She had 2 come out last year, and I just didn't get to read them because Casey West is one of those authors that I want to collect all of her books, and I won't check them out from the library and read them because I want to read my own copies. So I'm weird like that. So I told myself I'm not going to buy any more Casey West until I finish all the ones that I still own. And I have 2 left on my shelf. So I have On the Fence, I think it is, and then The Fill-In Boyfriend. So I think I'm going to pick this up instead. It's just about a girl who gets a boy to be her pretend date for prom, or a dance or something, and then he ends up using her for a fill-in girlfriend, and like, it's love stories. Well, obviously, Casey West's very fluffy. She doesn't use much drama, if any, at all. So I may read this, but then when I came over here to get my phone, I saw that I had this sitting on my nightstand and didn't even remember putting it there. I did, but I didn't remember it until I looked at it. But it's Wanted to Rent by Jessica Pierce. It's part of a Scream collection. It's like in the 90s. It was like a books publishing print, I guess. Like Harley Quinn. But so this one is just about a girl whose mom kind of has like a B&B in their house, and so this random stranger rents out a room, and he ends up being really creepy. It says on the back of it that the girl, Christy, finds like a rope, masking tape, newspaper clippings about murdered women, and a photo of herself. So now Christy is home alone. The downstairs door has just opened. She knows who's come in and why he's there. So it looks really creepy. I kind of put off reading this for the longest time just because our neighborhood has had a lot of home invasion recently. So I'm scared because this is about home invasion. So I don't know if I'll read this or read The Fill-In Boyfriend. I may read both at the same time to keep my mind happy and fluffy while also reading this. So come here. Sierra, come on in. Good morning, Kiffin. Sierra, come here. Come here over here. Good morning, Kiffin. Hi, baby. Hi. Well, good morning to ya. It's Friday, and it is 11:04 a.m., and it is the 25th, so I have been up since like 7 a.m. because I just could not sleep. I woke up and I had to use the restroom, and then I just couldn't go to sleep, so one of those nights, I guess. So I started reading Wanted to Rent last night, and I'm on page 123, chapter 13. It's really good, surprisingly. I mean, I love zebra horror books. This is an imprint from Kingston, I think is how you say it. But zebra, basically. And it's really good. So it was written way before the Stepfather movie came out. If you haven't seen the Stepfather, you need to watch the Stepfather. The original is way better than the remake. But I mean, the remake's like, it's okay, but the original's more classic. So, if you don't know what Stepfather is, basically it's about a man who, it's based off a true story, but he comes into homes of single mothers and kind of like woos the whole family over, and then ends up marrying the mom, becoming the stepfather, and murders the family. And it's like he goes to different families. It's a spree, you know. That's based off a true story. So, I was like, maybe, even though it was based off a true story, maybe the movies were based off of this book, partially. She hears the dogs across the street barking. So, it's just like, everything in this book is basically just the Stepfather retold. But again, this came out before the Stepfather movie, so maybe the Stepfather movie was based off of this slightly? Who knows? But it's just so far, I'm almost done with it. It's only like 200 pages, so I'm like 3/4 the way through. But it's just about a guy who, her mom is grown, her sister and her mom, single mother. Parents recently divorced. She rents out her room to a college student because they need to make some extra money or they're going to lose their house. And he pays handsomely. And everyone seems to love him, but Christy, who's the main girl. And she seems to have her suspicions are true. And this all comes from the back, and it's not spoilerish. But it's really good. And I found out this is the third in this line of imprint, the Scream line. They have multiple lines in this imprint. So, like, for example, they have... So, for example, they have the Night Owl Club, which is like the Nightmare Club, Joyride, the Initiation, Warlock Games, the Mask. And so this one, I can't find anywhere online, the first and second one, but the fourth one is called The Dead Girl by Joe Gibson. So it's about two girls who look exactly alike and one dies. And she has to take her place, So this came out in October of 1993. So obviously, if you're going to read it, take into account that, you know, things are different back then. You know, it's pre, I guess you'd say it's pre 9/11, so the security measures aren't as tight. A lot of people, when I suggest them, like, books like this, home invasion, scary books, and things like that, they're just like, why are the cops doing this? Why are these people doing this? And it's like, it takes place in the 90s. There wasn't very many precautions back then, which I think actually takes place in the 80s, just because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I was born in 99, but I'm pretty sure the 90s didn't have rotary phones, so, or call directory, like getting addresses and stuff. Like, you can't do that nowadays, but you used to be able to, just to call up an operator and get an address for someone. So that's something to keep in mind about the book.
Time to go, and I don't wanna let this go. I don't wanna lose control. I just wanna see the stars with you. And I don't wanna say goodbye. Someone tell me why. I just wanna see the stars with you. Don't give it up just yet. Stay grand for one more minute. Don't give it up just yet. Stay grand. Oh, don't give it up just yet. Stay grand for one more minute. Don't give it up just yet. Stay grand. Oh, don't give it up just yet. Stay grand for one more minute. Don't give it up just yet. Stay grand. And I don't wanna let this go. I don't wanna lose control. I just wanna see the stars with you. I don't wanna say goodbye. Someone tell me why. I just wanna see the stars with you. With you.